Hey guys, it's Dynamo again, and I know it's kind of been a while, but like I said, my upload schedule during the summer is just kind of whenever I can get one up. And a few things have come to my attention since I uploaded my last battle. One is since I've switched to my new camera, every video I've uploaded has this little black box around it, which I don't understand why is there or how to get rid of, so if you have any knowledge on that sort of area, it'd be cool if you told me. And two is I'd like to thank whoever took the time to thumbs down every single one of my videos. It's probably either Wild Trace because he hates NU battles so much, or more likely option is I ran into some troll somewhere on the internet and I told them, wow, you troll the internet, you kind of have no life. And they went and proved me wrong by thumbsing down every video on a 11 subscriber YouTube person. So, good job there. Makes my day. And that really hurt. And now I'm gonna cry because my videos have someone disliking them. But what you did catch in there is I have 11 subscribers, and that means that's 2 digits, and that's pretty, a big deal. And so I have put some effort into coming up with a 10 subscriber special, and I'm hoping that gets up here pretty soon, but like I said, you kind of never really know. And in news that may or may not be a coincidence, Pikmin Hero, I hope to get our battle up here soon. Anyway, let's get into this one, which is against TheChrimto, I believe. And it's pretty good. I've narrated this once before because Movie Maker sucked and I have to do it again. But anyway, I'm going to lead off with Pidgeot, as always. I'm thinking an ice move is coming because he's Sneasel and he's faster than me. But he just goes for a Sword Stance, which is cruddy because I didn't U-turn. I just switched. So now his inevitable Focus Sash is still intact. He's just gonna Brick Break here because it's super effective, and I knew that was coming because Sneasel only has a few moves that are worth even running, and Brick Break is kind of necessary, if not Low Kick. But yeah, Lapras, of course, doesn't mind +2 Brick Breaks from Sneasel. So he just goes for the Surf, does about half, and I don't really want to lose Lapras that early, because with half health he can still take some hits. So I go into Ampharos, hoping to, get some static on him, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen. And it does about half, but with leftovers, it does probably like 6 more than half, but with leftovers I should be able to live this next one. And then fire off a Signal Beam because it's super effective, and I believe I live with 7. And oh, yep, there we go. Still don't get the paralysis. I've just been terrible with that recently, but Signal Beam is enough to kill him. I broke his sash already, and Ampharos, like almost all my videos, is nearly dead from the start. He always gets sent in to die for some reason. He's got some nice defense, but he's always dead. Anyway, he's gonna go out into Perugly, which is interesting, seeing as it wasn't in the lead position, but he's gonna go for a Fake Out here, which, if there's one thing on my team that wants to take a Fake Out, it's Ampharos, because they can get static, but you still know. He's got some Life Orb there, so I'm gonna go into Sandslash because Perugly has physical attack, and Sandslash says, I want to put up some Stealth Rocks. So I'm gonna do that, as he switches into a Grass type to, hurt me. So I'm just gonna go for an Earthquake here because I don't really know what else to do. I kind of want a safe switch. I thought he might Swords Dance or something silly, and he goes for a Hidden Power. I believe it's Ice, just a prediction / safe move, and it gets a crit and kills Sandslash, which is terrible because there's no way that would have without a crit. And now he's at full health. But if there's one thing that's good against Grass types, it's Pidgeot, because you just Brave Bird them. and that's what I'm going to proceed to do here. And I'm pretty sure this takes him down in one shot, because you pretty much Brave Bird everything, and when it's super effective, you're not going to take it. So Pidgeot, proving once again to the world that he's not as bad as everyone wants to tell me he is. He takes exactly 100 damage from recoil, which is interesting. But I've got, my lefties Pidgeot, since my 5 members of my team run leftovers. And he's going to go back out into the Perugly, which I find out here is an interesting set. He takes damage from Stealth Rock, which is kind of the point. That's how you kill Perugly and Amber Palm and all those fake out noobs. So you just make them Life Orb, Stealth Rock, switching themselves to death. So I go into Lapras here, since my other defensive guy has died, and I get faked out. And it's actually a last resort Perugly, which, even though I'm max invested in defense, other than nature, Lapras dies to that because of the lack of health to start out with, which, sucks. So I'm looking kind of in trouble now, because if it killed that, it can kill almost all of my team. So I luckily did change Pidgeot to Quick Attack like right before this battle, and I get a crit here, but it still doesn't kill him. But it was actually fairly necessary, because it saves like 2 or 3 else of my Pokemon from getting massacred by Last Resort Perugly, because of the good old Life Orb damage he's going to inflict upon himself. And I believe I only have 1 Pokemon. No, I've got 2. He's got 3. He goes into his Rhydon, which, I went to Girafarig because my other guy is Typhlosion. And if Typhlosion dies, Girafarig has no attack, so I don't want him being my last guy. So on the double down, that's how I go into. And he, of course, goes into Rhydon, which is not who I want to see, because I can't set up on him. He's just going to Earthquake the crap out of me. I went for a sub, because if I'm going to get a pass off, it's going to be to a guy who's weak to both of his stab moves. So I'm going to need to not take a hit there. Excuse me. If I want to plow through his last 3 guys. So, he's got leftovers, so my pitiful Stealth Rock damage has yet to do anything. I feel like not stalling out all 5 turns of using Substitute, so I'm just going to hit Agility here, and he's just going to Earthquake me, and it's going to bring me down really low. It's not going to kill me. He is, as he told me later, invested maximum in attack, and brings me down to 47, and after leftovers, I'm just not going to have enough for a sub. So I'm going to just throw up another Agility, because, goodbye Girafarig. This is why you throw attacks on Pokemon. But, anyway, he's going to go for an Earthquake, and that ought to do 68 HP, based on the damage from last turn. And poor Girafarig has to bite the dust. So now I've just got 1 guy left, it's Typhlosion. I'm debating what to do here, because I could either hit him with a Focus Blast or a Solar Beam, but he makes the most confusing play of all time, and switches out from a Fighting Weak Pokemon into another Fighting Weak Pokemon against Typhlosion, and I ended up deciding, screw it, I haven't seen any of his last 3 guys yet. So, if he had a Bulky Water, I was screwed, but I was hoping if he did have one, he'd switch then, because I still have Focus Blast to hit right on. And 2, I was really hoping he'd stay in, because I didn't know if Focus Blast would be able to take him out in one shot, and the Solar Beam with its quad effectiveness would. Yeah, but anyway, you can tell by the half damage Solar Beam does that if it, was times 2 because it's super effective, he would have just switched his Porygon 2 into death. I'm going to have a whole rant about how ridiculous that play was. So anyway, I go for a Focus Blast there. And he protects himself, which is okay, because then I realize Eruption, based on knowledge of how much Solar Beam did and how much more powerful in Solar Beam Stab Eruption is, ought to be able to take him down from there. So, like I said, he just fodders out his Porygon 2 for no explicable reason whatsoever. Now he's got his last guy, he shows me, is a Fearow. And seeing as we both have the same amount of speed and I am modest, I am willing to bet that he's faster, so he does go for the Drill Peck. and he is choice banded, so that's going to bring me way down into the blaze range, which is good because I opted to use the flamethrower, and that's going to roast his Furo in one shot after the stealth rocks damage. And now it's just me against that frickin' Rhydon, and I wasn't really, again, sure if my Focus Blast would kill him, but he does have the little bit of stealth rocks damage on here now. But the one thing I really knew was going to happen is if you're at the late point in the game and you really need Focus Blast to hit, it's gonna miss, especially when the only reason you had to rely on Focus Blast hitting in the first place was because they ludicrously wasted your Power Orb Solar Beam option. And I'm just gonna throw out a word-written rant on the end of this to show you just, how confused and annoyed that play made me, because it sealed my fate based on, fate wouldn't have just said, oh, yeah, now you still win, because, that would kind of ruin the point of making me angry. So I'll leave you with that, and yeah.